Hi, my name is Genevieve and you're watching Dante Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation over here with the former unified welterweight champion of the world, my man Corey Spinks. What's going on, man?
What's up with you, B?
All right, man. Let everybody know where you at, man.
Man, I'm at the WBC convention, man. It's a great thing, man. I'm glad to be here to meet all these champions that come before me, and as well as the current champions.
And that's a great feeling to know you already in the history books.
You know, when I did win the undisputed welterweight champion, it hasn't been one in over 17 years.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah.
And speaking of the welterweight division right now, Corey, you got a lot of fighters at the welterweight division: Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Porter, and whoever else I didn't mention. Who do you see as being the last person standing through all those welterweights?
Errol Spence.
Errol Spence. I hear that 90% of the time. Why is that, man?
Yeah, monster, man. He's just got it's just something special about him. You know, not taking away from the other champs. You know, it's just Errol Spence seems like he's been very, very seasoned. You know, he went to the Olympics and everything, so he has not a lot of experience. But a lot of these other champions, you know, they have pro experience. But you know, I look at Errol Spence and he's handling it with no problem.
Do you think that's the reason why Kell Brook hasn't fought him yet when Errol Spence has been his mandatory for quite some time now? You think that's why Kell hasn't fought him or what?
Well, I don't know. I think Kell Brook just know. You know, that youth is everything. You know, and this is a young man's sport, and I think Kell Brook don't want to get gobbled up.
He don't want to get gobbled up.
And then you know that beating he took from Triple G might have just took some about him. You never come back the same from fighting a bigger person and taking that pounding like that.
So you don't think he probably preserved a little of his career by pulling out early because they stopped it early before he got seriously hurt? So you think the damage is done?
I think the damage is done a little bit.
Okay.
You know, for one, he didn't get knocked out, but he got stopped. And so that plays with mental regardless. But it depends on who it is. But I think that took something about him, man. It's to being able to a guy like that and you trying to stay there and take those shots.
Yeah.
Oh, man, don't be crazy. It's the game of boxing. Preserve your energy, preserve your body. Period.
Did you catch any of the fights this weekend?
Yes, caught all of them. Yeah.
Which one would you say was the fight of the weekend, if you could pick one? Yeah, Charlo, Williams, Mares, Cuellar, Anthony Joshua, Molina, what else? Ruiz Parker.
It's hard to tell because to me, damn near mostly all the fights went sort of like they was all stopped. You know, some got stopped damagely, but you know, but the Alvin Morris and Cuellar, they put on a good show. But I would say Alvin Morris.
Mares Cuellar?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was, it was really impressive because Mares, I didn't think nobody really gave him a chance to win that fight. And I guess that was motivation for him.
Well, Alvin Morris is sort of old school a little bit. You know, he was, when I was champion, he was in there. So, you know, he's very seasoned and, you know, you can't never count no one like that out. You know, and then, you know, he's a Mexican too, so you know they come in to fight. So
strong amateur background on top of that.
Yeah, so I'll take my hat off to him to keep doing his thing. So,
Who would you say is the best heavyweight right now? Anthony Joshua, Wilder, King Kong Ortiz? Wilder. I
gotta go with Wilder. I know Anthony Joshua is a monster. I'm not taking nothing from him, but I just think Deontay will beat him all because Deontay gonna take chances, and he hits like a brick. So, you know, I know Anthony Joshua, nice and polished, just like all British champions, just like Lennox Lewis was, and all the ones before him. They was seasoned heavyweights, knew how to box. But Deontay Wilder, he's a different type of animal in the the heavyweight division. And I think he's going to take. He's not a slow heavyweight. And plus, he gonna throw.
He gonna throw.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. You just said, you know, he's gonna take chances, because when I watch Parker versus Ruiz, both of them look hesitant and reluctant in there. It was more of a chess match than like a heavyweight fight you would expect.
Right.
And that's the first person I thought of was Wilder. I was like, right. Wilder, I know he would try.
He's going to go for the knockout.
Yeah,
he's going to go for the knockout. And if you, like he did the one guy, if you stand there and you're going to take it, yeah, eventually it'll catch up with you. You know, Anthony Joshua is, to me, he's the most talented heavyweight. But it's something about that Alabama boy.
He just got a willingness to win.
A willingness to win, and he's going to punch and make sure that he does. And he's not a slow heavyweight. People don't understand. He's an athlete.
Yeah.
But, you know, I take my hat off to all the other champions, but I don't know what's going on with these other belts. You know, in the heavyweight division that they took from Tyson Fury.
Yeah. They split them all out.
Yeah, they just putting them up. I just seen the heavyweight fight for the one of his titles on the other.
You had Ruiz and I know Ruiz and they fought for one of the belts. Yeah.
Anyone, Deontay or Joshua can pick either one of them. Either one of them. I know, like they fought good. They put on a heavyweight fight, but it wasn't the heavyweight fights that we used to seeing, like the explosiveness.
I agree.
You know, it was more of a eye weight. You know, a lot of punches being thrown. Probably with some of them punches, but they wasn't like heavyweight fights. They don't throw that fight, they throw bombs. Everything has bad intentions. And that's why heavyweight is heavyweight, you know? Yeah. You want to see somebody get knocked out, basically.
And they expect it to knock people out.
Yeah, but if it goes the distance, you want to see them really beating each other up, throwing haymakers. It's just sometimes you get two good heavyweights in there and they go the whole fight. So, but they can take the pickets from them too, and get them, snatch them up another world title in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, absolutely. Last question: Manny Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford wants Manny Pacquiao. Bob Arum wants Pacquiao versus Crawford. But do you think that Pacquiao should take it, or will he even take it?
No.
No.
He didn't made a name for himself. You know, Crawford wants that. Crawford wants that. Understandably.
You want to make a name off of him.
Yeah, that's understandably. You know, I understand Crawford, but I'm a Pacquiao fan. I don't think he should. You know, don't kill your legacy by fighting a young animal. A young animal that's vicious, knowing that he wants you, he's looking at you, studying your game constantly. Don't mess with him. Not saying he won't win.
Because that's a 50. I think it's like a 50-50 fight.
Because Crawford can bite off some more than he can chew. I know he's a great fighter, but you're messing with a legend that's gonna crack you. He gonna crack you. And sometimes it can be a little too much because the limelight. You know, he's fought on HBO and everything, but he hasn't been in a super fight. Yeah. And sometimes that can mess with a person sometimes.
Oh, one more thing I forgot. Charlo said he want to move up to 160. So, assuming Jamal Charlo, he fights against Gennady Golovkin, how does that play out? Too early?
Too early. You don't want them problems. Right?
You don't want those problems. So you see Golovkin just being too naturally big for him, or what? Too strong for him? Yeah.
Them punches take a toll. I don't care. It's going to take a person like Andre Ward to beat him.
So Danny Jacobs don't have a shot? No. Which might be the next fight.
Not taking none from Danny, but if he touch you, Danny, he gonna touch you.
Yeah. The only thing that's interesting about the Danny fight is that may be the first time Golovkin is in there with someone who has crack kind of similar to his. Maybe he don't hit as hard.
No.
I mean, he fought Curtis Stevens too, but Curtis Stevens only hit him like about twice, you know. And David Lemieux never really landed a punch.
Because they felt his.
Yeah, oh yeah. David Lemieux was shook after like the first round.
It depends on how Danny takes it. That he can be beat. He can be beat. Any man can be beat, but it's just on keeping that monster off you.
Yeah.
You gotta have tricks while you up in there too, while you in close, because that's where you want to be.
So you can't make no mistakes.
No mistakes.
You gotta have a perfect fight, right?
Perfect game. Yes.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Well, thanks for your time. Anything else you want to say to your fans, man?
You know, I just want to say, man, to the boxing fans, man, stay boxing fans, because boxing is awesome.
Thanks for your time, bro.
All right.
Good luck.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.